Hi, this is Princilla, your one and only data girlie, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about data analyst salaries in Ghana. This particular topic was something I used to struggle with when I was trying to get into data and finally land a job. I had no idea of what to ask for because the salaries I was seeing online were in dollars, which when you convert to Ghana cedis in our landscape made no sense at all. At the end of this video, I hope that you gain the clarity that you need in order to ask for the right ask for your next job as a data analyst. So, that much I do, let's just jump right into the video. So, before I go into the salaries, there are three key things that you have to keep in mind. The first thing is that salaries in Ghana as a data analyst is based off three important things, right? Which are your level of experience, whether you are mid, senior, or entry level, and also the company's maturity, right? How established is the company, and finally to your negotiation skills. If all these three things do not come in play, I'm sorry, what I'm going to share with you won't necessarily make sense. And this particular data was gathered from about 30 data analysts in my network across different levels in their career. And I also buttressed it with data sources from PayScale, Glassdoor, and the like as shown on the screen, right? The first part I'm going to start with is the salaries for entry level data analysts. It was established that the salaries range anywhere from 2,000 Ghana cedis to 8,000 Ghana cedis per month, right? This in particular is not very strange because for me as an entry level starting out in the data space, my very first data job was as a business analyst and I was getting paid 2,000 TDs per month. And the reason for that in the first place was because, once again, as I mentioned earlier on, I had no idea of what exactly the right ask was for my salary, right? And a pro tip for your salary whenever you're going to be asked, is that there's a difference between after taxes and then before taxes, right? I remember I was asked, so what do you want to take as a data analyst? And then I just randomly mentioned, oh, I want 2,500 cedis. Remember, I had no idea of what their salaries were even in the first place. I thought I was doing them a very big favor by asking for 2,500 cedis.
Really?
I know, right? And then I was then asked 2,500 cedis before or after taxes. I was like, oh, 2,500 cedis before taxes. And when it actually came in reality, after the taxes were deducted, I'll take in 2,000 cedis. So keep in mind, after taxes means that the money you receive after all your taxes have been taken out, that's the SNES, so and so, so and so. And then before taxes means that the money that you get even before they deduct your money from you, right? So just keep that in mind. So entry level, that is about 0 to 2 years of experience. In Ghana, take about 2,000 to 8,000 Ghana cedis, right? As you can see, it's a very wide spectrum. So in this case, the company I was working was relatively small, so it only made sense that they were paying that amount of money at the time, right? But I have seen entry level analysts as well working with more established companies, and they're taking about 6,000, 7,000 Ghana cedis per month with no experience as well, right? So choose your battles, right? Then we have the next part, which has to do with the mid level. Okay, mid level usually ranges between 3 to 5 years of experience as a data analyst. And from what I established, these take anywhere from about 8,500 Ghana cedis to about 20,000 Ghana cedis per month, right? Once again, this is largely dependent on the company's maturity, how established they are, and also your negotiation skills, right? And then your experience in the field. Only makes sense at the mid level is taking this amount of money, right? Once again, just as I've mentioned with the previous one, for the mid level, it's very wide, dependent on the industry, right? The company that you're working with. and also to the skill set that you bring to the table also plays a very important role, right? So yes, you might be mid-level, but then all you still know is Excel. You kind of taking the same salary as people who have more expanded skill sets like Python or R and the like, right? Your skill sets also comes into play in this case, right? So mid-level is about 8,500 cities to 20,000 Ghana cities. Then we have the final part, which is the senior level, usually from about 6 years or more of experience. And these analysts take anywhere from more than, from people I spoke to and from the data that I found, the salaries are no less than 25,000 Ghana cedis, right? So I hope this has given you some context. It's supposed to be a very short video just to give you an idea of how the market is moving here in Ghana in terms of salaries as a data analyst, right? Once again, disclaimer, okay, because I have seen people in mid-level ranges working with highly established companies and then they are taking about 25,000 cedis a month as data analyst, right? So the kind of company, right, that you are working with also plays a very important role. Okay. Companies have more established databases, more complex systems, and so it only makes sense to give you higher salaries to compensate for the complexity of their systems, right? But if you have a smaller company that has a non-existent database in the first place and you have to build that from scratch or work with just Excel files for the meantime, then the salary would also be much lower to compensate for that part as well, right? In addition to this video, I found some surprising facts that also played a role in terms of the salary ranges, right? And it's established that there are certain industries that tend to pay higher than other industries, right? As a data analyst in Ghana. For instance, when it comes to NGOs and very small startups, the data show that they were taking much less compared to people in fields, as you can see on the screen, like the banking and the like, right? So I really hope that this video has helped you and give you some insight or some context into what exactly salaries are supposed to be expected as a data analyst so that you can negotiate better, do your research better, and then upgrade your skill set to get to wherever you want to get to salary wise as a data analyst. This is all I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you want a more expanded version of this in more details, let me know exactly what you want to see and I'll make sure to include it in the next video. Thank you. Bye.